is for this right here. Now guys, look, this entire offer call is not skill.
Hello.
Hey, Steven.
Yeah.
Hey man, is now still a good time to go over the offer?
No, you can.
Awesome. Okay, so we took a look around, and from what my underwriters were seeing about similar properties in the same condition as yours, it looks like in a perfect world, we would really need to be at about $21,000 for the property.
Yeah, that's where I get a lot of like small time buyers offering around 22, 20.
Yeah. Okay, and that's just, you don't see any world where we'd be able to make that work?
No, not really. It's just maybe it'd be a different story if I didn't live here, but it just ain't really worth the headache. I know I'm actually shopping right when you called. I was shopping for land and property, and I can't even find land for that cheap anywhere.
Okay. Hey man, that totally makes sense, man. I get that. Like I said, dude, that's gonna be in a perfect world. Do you think that how close can you get to that number, do you think?
Probably from where I'm at, where you're at, like where I was at, where I'm at, is pretty much my bottom dollar.
Okay.
I just pretty much cut to the chase of that.
All right. Well, hey,
I get people messaging me on it listed at 43, and I listed it out there hoping to walk away with 35, 36, something like that.
Okay. Let me pencil this all out. Let me make sure I fully understand here. Okay, so we have 3,000 in back taxes, about 3,000. Are you how sure are you on that amount?
Well, I haven't paid the taxes since I've been getting 3 years, so it's going to be pretty close to between 2,400 and 3,000.
Okay, but do you think there's any chance that it would be more than 3,000?
No.
Okay, so 3,000 for the taxes, and then you said the water bill was 700?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so after that's paid off, do you think there's any other fees or anything else, any other liens that you know of?
No.
Okay, so we're at 3,700. After that's paid off, what do you need to have in your pocket?
Well, like I said, 33 would be my number, I think.
Okay, so if we could do 36,700, then that would pay off the taxes. It's going to pay off the water bill, and that way you'll walk away with 33, right?
Yeah, and I'll leave the shed and all the material and everything else.
Okay, so we get the shed and the material. Okay. So if I could get you, what's that?
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's a pretty nice shed. I mean, it's a newer metal, and that's pretty much what the roll of insulation was for, is to insulate it. And I got a breaker box and all that was from my other property for a camper RV hookup so the shed could be wired up. And I mean, I pretty much got most of the stuff to be able to turn the shed into a tiny home if somebody wanted to.
Okay.
I got a couple interior doors I forgot as well.
Okay. All right. So if we were able to guarantee you 36,700, what would be the next step?
I guess sending me over the contract.
Okay. Do you mind if I put you on a quick hold to go and see if I can get that done?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Hello? Steven? Steven? All right, just needed to make sure my mute worked. All right, boys, this is how we do it, right? So we come in with the cash offer that's low, right? We kind of disappoint him. We depress it a little bit. But now we move to the novation. We get him what he's looking for, right? But we just need a little bit extra. So right now we put him on hold. We wait a couple of minutes. This is Steve Trang, Max Jimenez. They call this letting the bacon sizzle, right? We just sit here. We sit here for a little bit. It's getting real. Like, this is psychology that every single car dealership in the country uses, right? That's why they've got the dude and they got the finance manager, right? And then they say to the customer, like, hey, let me go get this approved, right? And they let the person sit there for a little bit. They're just envisioning, right? That's what we're doing. And for people who are seeing, like, why am I going over all the numbers again, even though I know them, it's just making it more real, bro. It's reinforcing in with him. That's what it is. I know we already know it, but it's just coming back to that conversation. We're beating the dead horse. It's a move. Is this live saved on YouTube? Yeah. But yeah, guys, you guys will be able to watch an entire replay of this after it's posted. All right, now here's how we move to the novation. Steven?
Yeah.
All right, so I spoke with the underwriters, and here's what they came down with. We can't meet that $36,700 with our cash offer. If we're gonna be buying it, the number that I can guarantee you we can close on is $21,000. But we do have some other options we've crafted for situations like this. So I believe I can get you the $36,700, but here's what it would look like. We make it our business to know every cash buyer in Ohio, right? We have relationships with every hedge fund. We've got the national buyers. We have local buyers. And we would also have the ability to list your house on the MLS and capture retail buyers at no expense to you. So you still wouldn't have to pay any commissions, no realtor fees, no closing costs, no fees, no repair costs, anything like that. We can get you the $36,700. We would just need a little bit more time, and we would go find the buyer for you.
Well, yeah, but what kind of price does that come with? Contract or?
It doesn't cost you anything. We actually make the buyer pay our fee.
Yeah, I know, but is there a contract that I'm signing that?
Yep.
Gives you guys the rights to sell?
Yeah, so here's exactly what it looks like. We send you a contract that says, hey, we're buying the property for $36,700. It says that we are buying it. This is what gives us what's called equitable interest, so that we can show the property to our friends who I think will be able to pay more. Then we also have you sign an agreement, it's called a Novation agreement, that allows us to sell the property to retail buyers, right? These are people who are buying with like bank loans, if necessary. And then we also, there's another permission slip that would allow us to list the property on the MLS so that you don't even have to deal with any of it. We take care of all of it for you.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass on that, man. I guess a lot can happen. If I'm gonna work on it until it sells, and if it takes so long, then obviously I'm gonna want more for the more work I get done to it. And
so here's the good thing about it, bro, is you would, like, you're not locked in for a long time. All I'm asking you is to give us 20 days. Whereas what I'm telling you is, Steven, I think I can get you the price you're looking for, so you can walk away after all is said and done with the $33,000 at no expense to you. Now, this is a very, not a lot of properties qualify for this exact program because of the amount of time and resources it costs on our end, but there's no risk to you. I'm asking for 20 days, and then I can go get you that buyer.
Yeah, I still think I'm gonna pass. I appreciate it though, man.
Okay. So what is it about that doesn't quite work?
I just, I guess, I don't like being locked in with contracts and stuff that's pretty much, I don't know, cuts me out of the loop, and I don't know, a lot can happen. I mean, 20 days, for all I know, tornado could come through and take the house down, or maybe I'll find a buyer that's wanting to pay more. Like I said, I'm living here. I don't like it, but I'm here dealing with it, and I guess I'm kind of more of like in the moment type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Well, I mean, let's think about that. Let's say that a tornado does come through. That's probably, I mean, you have insurance on the house, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So we probably do need to have this taken care of.
I mean, yeah, but I just kind of, like I said, I got forced to move in here. That was never part of the plan, and the fact that I'm stuck here with all my stuff, it's kind of like if I got the right offer at the right time, I'd let it go, and then just part ways and move out. I already cleared it with a friend because, like I said, I was supposed to sell the house back in December, but I got a realtor friend that can list it on the MLS or whatever that was, and things like that. If I wanted to advertise it, I know right now you can't find anything for 33,000. I mean, the cheapest houses I'm finding are 35. You find cheap ones in Dayton, but I mean that's because it's Dayton, and there's typically like $15,000 in back taxes on those ones. It's just you can't find another house like nowhere near like mine for even close to the money right now.
Yeah.
I can't even find bare land for less than 35,000.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Well, so let me just let me level with you here. The reason why we wouldn't be able to come up to that number on our own cash offer is just because we're a little bit concerned about what the condition of the interior is. Like, we don't really know exactly how much work it's going to take. What if we were able to do something like this? Basically, we need to get into the property to see what's going on. If everything's as you said, and it's really just like some interior upgrades that we need, and like the foundation isn't cracked, or there's no major mechanical problems, then I think that we could possibly get much closer to that number you're looking for, closer to the 36.7 through our company, through our offer. If we were to be able to do something like that, would you be okay with giving us an inspection period to where we could come through and look into the property and make sure that there are none of those big problems that we might be concerned about?
What do you mean an inspection period? Like, I mean, I'd be all right with scheduling like a day or something, but
Yeah, so that's exactly what we would do, is just like some point in the next couple of weeks we would need to send somebody by to look at the property and get a professional assessment on it.
I mean, yeah, that's a possibility, but I'm usually running around a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean
If I want to, leave such a time frame, an open window, and which I don't know exactly when somebody's showing up, and then I don't know whether I'm going to be here or not to show it.
Hey, of course, no, it wouldn't be like that at all. It's what we'd say is, we would get with you, we would figure out exactly what your schedule looks like and when the best time would be, and we would make sure to schedule it with you. It's not like I would just pop in and I'm going to call you and be like, hey, Steven, guy's going to be there in 4 hours, need you to let him in. it would be like a predetermined thing, where that's why we would have it open up like, I'd say, hey, Steven, in the next 3 weeks, when is going to be the best couple of days and what time, and I'll find somebody to work around your schedule.
Okay, yeah, well, as long as it's like scheduled, then I can make sure I'm here, because like I said, I don't work for anybody else, so it's kind of like, you know, I may wake up in the morning with nothing to do, you know, no plans on going anywhere, but, you know, before I'm even dressed and ready to start the day, I'm, you know, heading out for the day type deal. Like,
Yeah.
So as long as it's scheduled, I can make sure I'm home.
Okay. All right, here's what I want to do. I'm going to let them know that you would be cool with letting us do the inspection. At some point, obviously, like I said, it would work around your schedule. And if we can do that, let me see how much closer I can get to that number. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
All right, 1 sec. Can I put you on hold for another couple of minutes?
Yep.
All right, be right back. All right, guys, Here's where I fucked up. I totally fucked up on the Novation pitched, and I talked more than I needed to, and I scared him. I scared him, bro, and I totally fucked up there. Is what I did there was something called painting seagulls. I was talking about shit that's unimportant that just throws him off. Now he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What's going on? He's not familiar with this shit. And I didn't do a great job of explaining it to him. It was, I need to go back and I'm going to re-listen to that and I'm going to analyze exactly what words. You know, in fact, I'm going to make a YouTube video about this exact moment and I'm going to show you guys specifically the words and phrases I used that scared him off. Now, I still think I can revive this with doing a cash deal, but I think I could probably offer him up to 30. So those of you guys who are seeing on YouTube, here is what I think the numbers look like. I think 115 is a decent ARV. Just, I don't know if I'm not accounting for enough here on the 35K. Now here's the thing, is that this house, the comp I'm using, my best ARV comp is this. And this does not look like a very expensive remodel. It doesn't look like they've gone all out. Like this is all kind of cheap shit, right? So I think that 35 might be justified. It's just a little tight, and I don't really know what flippers in this area are going to expect. But I think that if I go up to 30, we should still have a $15,000 spread, and that might work. Now, if we only make 10 on it, we'll still be fine. We have the $5 grand there to work with. So I think that'll be cool. So I think I call, and I think I'm going to try him on 30. Hey, brother, you still there?
Yeah.
All right, here's what I was able to do. $30,000, we pay all of the closing costs, no commissions, no repairs. We buy the property as is, and we can close in 30 days.
So I walk away with 30 in my pocket?
No, it'd be $30,000 total. So the past due taxes and the water bill would come out of that.
Okay. I'd have to give it some thought.
Okay. So, I mean, let's think about this. So that lets you walk away with what? $26,300? I mean, that's not far off from where we were, originally hoping to be.
Yeah, I know, but I also, like I said, I'm on the market nearly daily, and I could probably sell the land with my shed on it for that, or possibly even more. I mean, hell, I'm looking at a property I just sold about 2 years ago. I sold it for $15,000. It was like 9 acres.
Yeah.
And they put a cabin on there the same size as my shed. It's actually 6 feet longer than my shed, and and a septic tank. And then they took away the acre at the top of the hill with the view, and so they're only selling the bottom like 8 acres. and they want like $69,000 for it.
Yeah, hey, and I hear you there. What I do want to look at is really at the market today. You know, a lot has changed in the past couple of years, and I mean, you know that. I don't need to tell you that, but I'm just looking, and if we look at the past 6 months, there's a couple plots of land that have sold in Lynchburg. There's one for 10,000, one for 15,000, and there's also a property that sold a little bit bigger than yours. It's over on Sycamore Street, and that one sold for $23,000.
Yeah, see, I didn't hear all the other people that checked the area. I didn't hear of any of those. I know one sold for like 72,000 or something, and I know there was one on the market like 2 months ago that was like the same exact size as my house. It was like 900 square feet, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, and it was listed for 89,000.
Yeah. So I think I'm looking at that one right there. I am seeing just the other 2-1. It's 1,300 square feet, and that one sold for 70, right?
Okay.
I mean, just from what I'm looking at, I think that, you and I think we can agree on how much it's going to sell for, all fixed up, right? You were saying about 90. Our numbers are coming in close to that. We'd be a little bit conservative. We're thinking 85. Now, just
yeah, I was thinking between 80 and 90.
So, I mean, we can agree on that. I'm thinking that, it's just where we come in. So if we can sell it, let's say best case scenario for 90, we're going to pay about 10% when the realtor sells it, in commissions and closing costs. Now we're at 81. We're thinking on one of these interior remodels, it's going to cost us about 35 grand.
Yeah, that's way too much for this house is small.
Yeah, well, I mean, so on an 850 square foot house we're familiar with, so I mean, what we're looking at is what these other ones have sold for. And, we do a lot of flips, and these numbers are really pretty close to what we end up getting. Now, I know people can absolutely do it for cheaper. Just with us,
right.
We're using licensed and bonded contractors. It's going to cost us a little bit more. But
yeah, you're doing the thing legit.
yeah, but
That's
even
another thing, like, that's good.
well, either way, look, dude, I'm just trying to figure out a way. Like, look, I want to make a win-win situation where you're taken care of, and it's still a good deal for us as well.
Right. That's one thing that, like I said, I bought the house to do what it is that you guys are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I got all the material to do it. I just, like unfortunate life events happened, and I kind of lost interest, we'll say. And, I got the material sitting here. All I got to do is get up off my ass and do it. And then I could be making the 90,000,
Right. Well,
But,
I mean, here's the thing: is I wish we were making 90,000 on this, but right now at the numbers we're looking at, obviously we have a company. We've got different employees we need to pay. We got to put food on the table for our family, so there needs to be some profit for us. And I think that's where at 21 we feel very comfortable. But at 30, I think that that's going to be a really fair price for an as-is sale on this kind of thing. I think that we're certainly not hitting a home run on it, but it'll be a base hit for us, and I think it'll be a good deal for you as well.
I mean, I guess in a sense, what I got a good deal on it when I bought it. That's kind of why I bought it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's me having to swallow the thought that I'm not making the big bucks just because, I got to ask myself why I'm not just getting off my ass and doing, for whatever reason I avoid working on the house. I go out there and I work on cars all day, and I just ignore the house in its condition, and I have to live in it every day.
Well, I mean, Steven, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we all have natural affinities for what we want to do. And I think if your passion lies in automobiles, which it sounds like it does, I think you should chase that. There's no sense in beating yourself over the head trying to do something that you don't want to do.
Yeah, it's not so much just that I don't want to do it, kind of work. I started on the house, after my buddies came over and did a lot more damage than what was done. Like I said, when I bought the house, it had, the floor was sagging in a couple spots, and that was it. And it was like new carpet, new drywall, new paint, like, I mean, new trim. It was literally like watching a brand new house fall down when, you know, they ripped out so much flooring and did that. But, so, I mean, it's always still part of the plan. Is, you know, I know sooner or later, one day I was going to get motivated and start working on it again. But, I mean, to me, it would take me probably, I'd say 30 days, probably a month if I worked on it daily, regularly. And I could have it in tip-top condition and on the market with a realtor and for, you know, 90,000, and I could be profiting, you know, 50, 60,000. So it's kind of hard for me to want to go even as low as what I told you to begin with, as low as tax value on it, just because I'm fishing on the market every day, and I know that I wouldn't have no other choice other than to move in with a buddy or rent at that kind of money, because you can't purchase anything else for that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, even the hole in the wall houses in Dayton that are, I mean, just completely gutted and garbage inside, they're, you know, by far from livable. They want like $5,000-$10,000 for it, but then there's also $15,000 in back taxes, and, you know, you're looking at $20,000 for a house that's not even, it's going to take every bit of fucking, you know, $35,000 to fucking put all new walls. I mean, they're literally gutted, like, they're garbage, and it's just, you can't find anything for under $35,000 anywhere. Not anything worth investing in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard for me to even want to, knowing in my head, like, I got some material sitting here, I just need to invest a month of my labor work and time, and then I could be profiting that amount. Like, that's, and I of course I can cut corners and do things cheaper way. You know, I'm not going to hire a third-party contractor that's licensed and insured to come in here and, you know, renovate my home and make it look like it should be on a TV show or anything like that. So I'm just gonna, you know, use what I can get my hands on, and it really, like I said, I got all the material to do it, plus some extra material, and landscape. I also got landscape material and things like that, and I just need to invest my time. And it's just hard, because being stuck living here, it's a small place and it's crowded, you know what I mean, with all my, I don't have the storage unit somewhere else, and like I said, I turned the shed into my garage, so it's not like I can store a bunch of furniture and shit in there to be able to empty out the house to do the work. But yeah, I think I'll give it some thought, but I'm not really too hyped on jumping on pulling the trigger on a price like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it sounds to me like, look, if you're saying that you're going to come through and redo it and all of that, and your goal here is to make the most money, then I'm going to tell you to do that, right? I'm going to push you in that direction. But, I mean, I'm just looking back, and from what we talked about, right, we've been in here for 3 years. I mean, the longer that we sit and are here without going to do the work and move past it, the more that tax bill is going to come up, right? The more other liens can come on the property. I think that if you've already got it, you got it at a sweet deal, and at our price, it sounds like you're profiting well. At the end of the day, I mean, you're the one who wins in this situation without having to do the work. Like, I mean, it looks to me like if I'm in your shoes and I have a different situation, like you said, you don't have a storage unit or anything like that, it's cramped living in here, and you have somewhere else you can go. If I'm there, I'm saying, okay, wait, hold up. I'm getting paid how much money to have lived in this deal that I didn't really have to go through and do the work on, and then I can move to what I'm trying to be doing? That's probably what I'm gonna go for. I mean,
Right.
like, like you said, there is more money to be made, sure, but you're already walking away pretty good, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how I feel about, like I said, I just stumbled across my last property that I sold 2 years ago. I really beat myself up over selling it for that. I mean, I sold 9 acres with water and electric, camper RV hookup on it with a beautiful view of the Ohio River and stuff, for $15,000. And to see that somebody threw a shed on there and then they're keeping the acre at the top of the hill with the view and selling the bottom 8 acres for 69,000. I realized, like, I could have held off. I could have tried a little harder in marketing. I could have made I mean, the tax value on that property was like 27,000. I acted rational. The guy told me he'd give me 20. We agreed on it. Then he tried to undercut me like when it came down to it, like 3 days later, and offered me like half. And I panicked, and I ended up coming down to 15,000. And I know I kind of learned from my mistakes. I know being on the market is just, there's nothing I'll be able to do with $25,000. I mean, I got a car that I could sell for practically 25,000.
Well, I mean, look, think about that, dude. That is where, I mean, right, we've just been having a conversation for an hour or so now, but it seems like that's your specialty. Like, how many cars could you flip in the next 60 days if you weren't spending time stressing and trying to fix up this house? How many cars do you think you could flip?
Oh, probably one if I'm lucky with the market now.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I just took about 3 days ago, I discovered I got the bike I got, which is a $12,000 motorcycle, and I found out I got screwed on the title on it.
What do you mean? What happened?
I also got screwed on the Corvette title about 3 years ago that I still ain't straightened out. Just somebody else has signed it in the buyer section, and I didn't catch it. And I got contact with both people, and they're just not cooperating. And
what?
And it's like it's a big ordeal for somebody. Like when you're talking to a $12,000 Corvette and a $12,000 motorcycle that I took the loss on. I mean, I'd be better off parting them out, but I can't bring it to myself to part out perfectly good running, driving vehicles, especially when I have the one and only good title to those vehicles with no liens or loans on it. I just can't do nothing with it because it has to go into their name before it can go into anybody else's. And I was thinking with the house is the reason why I was dealing with you, because you're the only person I've dealt with in at least probably a month on the house, because I've been regressing. And I decided that I need to try to make up for some of the losses that I'm probably going to have to take, as far as and the Porsche, it just started knocking on Christmas morning. So there's over $30,000 in vehicles that I just lost out on because people want to be assholes, and pretty much gist of it,
Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of gotta give it some thought to your guys' offer. Like I said, I know the instant cash offer places like yours that I fill out. I know that it's got to be a deal where they make money. That's the name of the game. And I know that some of them offers have been as high as what I wanted, which tells me I could probably pull even more from a private seller or something if I wanted to. Probably close to the 43,000 that I listed it for. But I haven't been too motivated and pressed on trying to sell it because, like I said, I'd be closing it, I'd be eliminating a lot of my headache and issue and problems, but I'd be opening a whole other can of worms in doing so. And so for me, it's just gotta weigh out. It's gotta make sense. Like, is it 25,000 worth me walking away from such a large possible profit, knowing that I can't invest that money in the same type of investment. Like I can't buy another house for that, you
Yeah.
know, and and then you know, I paid $33,500 for my last apartment in the time frame that I lived there. I'll never see it again. And so I know $25,000 in rent to, you know, and especially now to this day, because that was, you know, 5 years ago when I lived in my last apartment, but rent and everywhere has gone up a lot since then. $25,000 would give me maybe possibly 3 years if I went into an apartment or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
So I just really have to give it some thought.
dude, here's
Like I said,
what I think, Steven. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think we should really look into deeper this other program I'm talking about. I can get you more
Yeah.
money. And that way it's off your plate. Like, look, dude, there is nobody in the world that I would want to have somebody try and get the most amount of money for a property than myself. Like, this is what we do. When we flip houses, we get the most amount of money for our flips because we're the best at this. Like, it's all off your plate. It's just, I'm going to get you all the same benefits as if you were to sell it to me, where you're not going to have to deal with fixing the property up, anything like that. You know, you're selling it completely as is. I'm dealing with everything for you. I can just get you more money.
No, I got it. I just, and that, ideally, that would make sense and be a good move on my part. But I got other playing factors in my life. Like, I mean, my dad passed away about a year ago, and his house went into probate. Mm-hmm. There's 4 of us siblings. He didn't have a living will. So needless to say, either I'm going to end up with his house or I'm going to end up with in a mortgage because I'll have to pay out the other siblings, or I'm going to end up with at least $25,000 in my pocket for my portion.
As you
and,
should.
You know, for all I know, it should have already happened. I don't know what the holdup is, but that could be any day now or any week now. I could be getting a phone call and finding out, you know, all my brother's buying it or it's going to auction, and then all of a sudden, you know, if I get $25,000-$30,000, you know, I can pay the back taxes and I can hire somebody to just come in and fix it all, you know, go stay with my buddies for a few weeks and, you know, come back and turn around and, you know, be able to list this house in a month from now for $90,000 without lifting a finger. So a lot can happen in 20 days, even though it feels like nothing has happened in the last 3 years, but that's nobody's fault but my own, you know.
Well,
so I don't really like contracts. Unless it's like a contract where, you know, like I said, if I was selling to you guys directly for the amount I wanted, that was pretty much, but that's what it would have taken for me to pull the trigger on it today. You know what I mean? That was pretty much the minimum.
I got you. Well, here's the thing, man. When I'm looking at this, what if I could even get you more than what you're asking? What if I could get you, let's say, 40 grand?
Well, I'm sure you could get more.
Dude, here's the thing. When I'm looking at this house, you got these hedge funds, and they won't buy just from owners, right? They only buy in big packages from investment companies. And these hedge funds, they they basically get money from all of these wealthy people, like these people in Saudi Arabia and these other bankers and all of this. And all they're looking for is a place to park their cash so they don't get hit so hard by inflation. Now, these people are willing to pay a lot more for these houses, but for just, you know, an average, like a person like me or you, we can't sell our houses to them. It's only these other big real estate investing companies. My company would be able to sell the house to them, and I think that they're going to be able to pay a lot more. I mean, yeah. If the goal here is to maximize the amount of money we're getting for this property, I feel very confident that I can do that for you. Now, I understand that you say you don't like contracts, all of that. I don't like them either. I think it's bullshit that we have to bring attorneys into all of these different matters. And I think the only people who are making money from that are the attorneys themselves. That's why we have an agreement, and it's written in third grade English so guys like me can understand it. So you understand that is what we're doing here is ensuring that we're going to get you X amount of money for the house. And then also that we can list the house on the MLS for you so you don't have to deal with any of that bullshit. You're not talking to the buyers, you're not dealing with the real estate agent, you're not dealing with any of that, because that's just an extra headache on you when this is what we do professionally, full time, right? Do you want to have Michael Jordan or the guy who rides the bench on your team? You want to have Michael Jordan because he knows what the hell he's doing. In this realm of getting your house sold, we are Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but you said that I don't have to deal with buyers and stuff like that, so I don't have to deal with people showing the house, people showing up to look at it.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Yes, people will need to come see the house, but so here's the difference. If you have a realtor list your house, every single Tom, Dick, and Harry that wants to come walk through it is going to be able to. When somebody's going to come look at your house, if you allow us to help you sell it, then I'm going to get on the phone. Well, not me specifically, but we have a guy who's his entire job is to figure out who's trying to go see the house, and he's going to have a very lengthy conversation with them. And essentially, they're not coming to see it unless they're ready to sharpen their pencil and write an offer on it.
Right.
Not to mention, you're not locked in some 6-month agreement, right? It's like, I'm looking at this. We don't make money unless we sell the property for you. So we're not just like screwing around here. A real estate agent, they get it. They say, oh, let me list it on the market. And then if it sells, I get to make my 3%. Yay me. But when was the last time that a realtor said, oh, if it doesn't get below, or if it gets below what I've listed this for, I'll give up my commission? That's never happened, right? With me, I'm giving you a price that I'm saying, Steven, it's not going to sell for less than this.
Yeah, but I mean, shit, you just said fucking, what if you could get 40 out of it? I mean, I'd say if you could sell it for 40, then maybe I'd probably sign a 20-day contract, but then you got to think, well, the house ain't getting touched. I'm selling it, I'm going to get 40. You got to get a profit out of what on top of that. So what are you going to sell the house for, like $50,000 the way it sits?
Here's what, this is why I'm telling you about these hedge funds, Steven. That's the kind of shit they're doing. Like I said, they just need a place to park their cash. And right now, they love these Midwestern markets in the United States. They're buying houses up in droves. But in addition to that, but this is also why we want to list the house on the MLS, is because I'm going to be able to talk to these retail buyers, somebody who maybe is in a similar situation as you. They wanted to buy a house that they can get in for a great price and have a fixer-upper that they can eventually fix up the way they want. Those people are willing to pay more than investors like myself who are looking to make a profit. But I know how to deal with those people and cut out the, you know how on Facebook Marketplace, right? You have the tire kickers, the people who aren't very serious about the cars. I know how to weed those people out, so I'm only getting the serious ones.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a possibility. I mean, I'm not, it just, it has to be a number where I'm okay with just putting things on hold until the end of the contract.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Let me do this. I'm going to figure out right now what the absolute most I think I can get you is. And this is just going to be like cards on the table. Hey, I think I can get you this number, right? Now, I'm not just going to say, here's the thing that a realtor will do, right? They can just tell you, yeah, I'll list it for whatever they want, because it doesn't matter if they have to price drop, whatever, they still get paid. Whatever number I'm giving you is the number that I'm guaranteeing you to get. So let me go talk with them. I'm going to figure out what our top dollar is going to be on a deal like this. So you'll know exactly at the end of it that you're going to get this number, okay?
All right. Yeah.
All right, let me go do that. I'll be able to call you back in 5-10 minutes, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye. Hello?
Hey, Steven.
What's up?
All right, here's what we got. So we
Okay.
think that we're going to be able to get you $41,200 for it. We need 21 days. We'll get it up. We'll bring you every single offer that we get. We'll hopefully get you the 41K, and if we don't, you'll at least know exactly all the different offers that people are paying for it.
Okay, now what does this contract lock me into? Does it mean if it don't bring, does it mean I have to sell if it's 41?
No,
or
everything,
older?
even if we bring you an offer of, no, you do not have to sell. It's like, basically, even if we bring you an offer that's 60 grand, you can say, no, I don't want that. Like,
Well, I
you're
mean,
not
if
locked
you
in at
find somebody,
What's
if you
that?
find somebody to bring me 41,000, then I'll sell it regardless. But
Well,
I guess I'm okay with that.
right on.
It's a 21 day, a 3 week contract.
Yeah, so basically it gives us 21 days to go ahead and look. Close of escrow will be little bit longer though.
What's that mean?
So the day that it actually would close and fund, the day you would have to move out. So we would want to put that to be the end of May.
Yeah, but if I don't hear nothing in 21
Yeah,
days,
yeah,
then
but
I don't.
yeah, exactly. If you don't hear anything in 3 weeks, which that's not going to be the case, is what's going to happen is we're going to be like, hey, we got you 41 grand. It's going to be awesome. But in the event that when we do get it, I'm just saying that it's going to be a little bit longer than if we were to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. Your email is your first, it's Steve, and your last name at yahoo.com, right?
Yeah, Steve Penza, all lowercase.
Right on. All right. I'm typing up the agreement now. I'm going to email that over to you. Do you have a computer, or do you have access to email on your phone?
Yeah, I can get. I'm not very up to par on the emails, but yeah, I can access it on my phone and.
Perfect. All right. Well, let me get it typed up. I want to send it over so we can go through it. So make sure that we fully understand we're both on the same page of what's going on here.
Okay.
All right. Give me just 1 second. Is Steve your full name, or is it Steven?
It's Steven with an N on the end.
All right. It will be showing up in your email inbox shortly.
Okay. All right. Do you want to call me back, or how do you want to?
So typically I'd like to kind of run through it with you real quick,
Okay.
just to make sure that we're on the same page with everything. So if you could get it pulled up while we're on the phone.
I'll see if I can't manage it.
What's that?
I said I'll see if I can't manage it.
Right on.
I said I'm not very good with emails, but
Me neither. Took me quite a minute before I became comfortable with all of this stuff. Luckily, I had somebody walk me through, show me how to do it. That's also why I'd like to be on the phone here to be able to help you out as well.
yeah, I used to be all up to date with technology and all that other stuff for the longest time, but they just keep changing everything, and now I feel like my dad.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I was as well. I knew all the new stuff that was coming out, and now I don't. Did you get it? It should say, please DocuSign.
No, I got all types of things popping up on my phone about safe passwords and
Oh, yeah.
security concerns, and
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell any of that is. Nowadays they got so many pop-ups. Okay, here we go. Is it Blake Smith?
Yep.
Okay.
So when you open up the email, there's going to be a button that says review documents. When you press that, it's going to open up another thing. It's like, basically it's saying, hey, this is DocuSign. You just need to agree to the terms and services of DocuSign, and then it'll open up the document. Are you on a phone or a computer, by the way?
I'm on my phone.
Okay. Yeah, so let me know when you have the document open.
Okay, I got it open. It says, please review and act on these documents. Where do I click here and where do I click now?
So is there somewhere you can press OK, or you can check a box that says OK?
Oh, I see. It says, okay, way up top there. Or wait, oh, here we go. I agree to use electronic records and signatures.
Yep.
Okay. Reviewing mobile friendly screens.
So with that's the first thing I want to tell you is where it says in the top left, it'll have like mobile friendly version. It's not very mobile friendly, so I would click that off.
Okay, click that off.
Yeah, and then when you do that, it should show you the full page of the document.
Okay. Alrighty.
All right, can you see the whole thing where at the top it says purchase contract and escrow instructions?
Yes.
Perfect. So this is going to be the most important page right here. I want you to look at the first where it says 1.1 property address. Right there, it's got the address we're talking about. I spelled everything right?
Yep.
Awesome. Now, the very most important part of the entire document is going to be section 1.5, purchase price. As you see right there, it's $41,200. That is the amount we are promising you.
Okay.
Next is going to be the close of escrow date, so this is May 30th. Now, if we have to change or go a little bit sooner, assuming we find somebody who's willing to go sooner, we'll be able to do that with you. But again, all of that would need to be agreed upon with you.
On May 30th? Okay. Yeah.
So then the next, you can see we have our escrow agent there. That's the title company. Then we have the seller, that's you. And then it says buyer, and that's our company right there, We Buy Homes Cash. And then this is another important part where it says inspection period, 21 days. So once this inspection period is up, at that time, we'll have either found you the buyer, or for any reason we brought you an offer. Let's say that somebody offered you $35,000. And that was the highest offer we got. I'd call you and I'd say, Steve, we got good news. We got an offer. It's $35,000 net to you. And you can say, no, I don't want to take that. And if you do, then all right. We have to say, okay, I understand. And after that 21 days, if we don't have anything, we go ahead and cancel the agreement, right? And you'd be free to do whatever it is you want. But I'm confident that within these next 3 weeks, I'm going to be calling you up and I'm going to say, we did it. We're getting you paid $41,200, and I'll probably even say, and guess what? I got even better news for you. They said they can close on this day or whenever it is, right?
Okay.
Now you can see at the bottom there, closing amounts to be paid as follows. As you can see here, all of it's checked by buyer. This is still, you're not having to pay any of the closing costs, any of the fees, anything like that.
Okay.
So those are the most important parts. I want you to come through and you can kind of look at it now. And if you have any questions about anything, let me know.
Yeah, I had a couple questions. What's the earnest money?
The earnest money deposit. Yeah, so this is the deposit we send to open up a title. So we will send this to $100 to open up an escrow account. Now, when we get like the actual buyer, we make them put up at least $5,000 earnest money deposit. So we know that they're serious. But for us, just because we're shopping the property for you, we don't put up that much. But it's something we pay.
And my other question, but you guys pay that $100,
Yep.
right? I mean,
Yep. No money comes out of your pocket.
and my other question is out of that 41,200, do I have to pay you guys out of that, or is
No. So like I said, we get paid by the buyer. So the only thing that will come out of that purchase price are any of the liens on the property. So any of the back taxes, or like we said, we might have some late water bills. That stuff will come out of the price. But no realtor fees, no closing costs, no fees to us. Nothing comes out of that 41,200 besides the stuff we've already discussed, which are the liens that have happened in the past.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty. That's it.
Right on. All right, so I go down the next part. Again, this is all just standard stuff that we have in agreements. Let me know if there's anything in this next page that you're confused about.
Okay, so as far as like the liens and whatever, if like as the back taxes and all that can be paid at closing, right? Like I don't have to pay that in advance?
Absolutely. No, it's at closing. So that money has to be paid off at closing, so that will come out of your proceeds. So that comes out of the 41,200. But no, you don't have to pay that out of pocket beforehand or anything like that.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's typically how it works. I just wanted to make sure because it was kind of confusing there.
Of course, of course.
And obtain a return of the earnest money and any of the other items or things of value given to buyer to seller. What is that?
So this is saying in the event that we decide to cancel, right? We're not able to get you the price you're looking for in those 21 days, that we would get that $100 earnest money deposit we sent back to us.
By who?
By the title company.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, what's the items or things given by buyer to seller?
In the event, so I mean, not like this wouldn't happen, but in the event that you were like, hey, I want you to release $1,000 to me during the thing, and we gave that to you, but then for some reason we had to cancel the agreement, we would get that $1,000 back. But that's just put in there. I mean, in some situations we need it for when people like, they need to do repairs to the property or things like that before the property's closed. But it won't be applicable to our situation.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about people wanting to fix the house before selling it and before I get paid type deal, or?
Exactly.
Yeah. So pretty much within the 3 weeks, 21 days, if I don't hear anything, then I'm free and clear to do whatever I want.
Absolutely.
But if we come to find a buyer or whatever in the 21 days, is that going to pretty much go right back to what it would have been like if you would have sent me a contract within like 30 days? I would
100%.
Absolutely get paid and
100%.
Okay, gotcha.
So essentially, with the buyer, it's like they're gonna come in and they're gonna have to live by this exact contract that you're seeing. So they have to pay that amount of money, and they have to close on that date. And if any of that were to change, like for instance, if they were like, hey, yeah, we can do that, but we need to close on this date, it's only up to you. Like if that date works for you, you can say yes, and if it doesn't, we can say no. Like, We have to say
okay,
no.
and what was that closing date again?
So right now we have on there, we put May 30th.
Okay, what's today's date?
Today is the 8th of April.
April. Alright, so it's 30 days on top of the 3 weeks.
Yep.
I got you. Alright, yeah, that works. Yeah, I'm not very good with, I guess, contract reading and comprehending what I'm reading, and then, yeah, I don't like paperwork.
Dude, who does, man? Like I said in the beginning, I feel like the only people who like this stuff are like the attorneys that write it.
Yeah, it's just so hard to do anything nowadays. Like, there's so many scammers out there, and ways to get scammed. Like, it's unbelievable.
Absolutely, and that's why we have to have this stuff to make sure that you're protected, right?
Right. Right, is 10-day opportunity. What's that lead-based paint disclosure? What's that even mean, really?
Well, it basically is if the property's built before 1978, which it is, you would notify us of any lead-based paint that you knew of. But as you can see, the very last sentence in that, buyer waives the 10-day opportunity to conduct a lead-based paint inspection and risk assessment because we don't care. Like, whoever is buying this property is not going to give a shit about the lead-based paint. Like, they're going to be redoing the paint anyway.
I was gonna say, like, I know it's got new paint inside and shit, but I didn't know.
Right.
I'm no expert, so I don't know whether it should. All right, yeah, I think I got it all.
Right on.
Now, what's the third page here?
Yep.
Or wait. As is person, condition. What's that mean? That number 9, like, I read it, but I just am not.
So the cure notice is essentially instructions that's saying if for some reason we don't live up to our end of the contract. So if somebody offers $30,000 and we say, yep, that's great, perfect, that's obviously not what we agreed upon. Is that you would text us or email us and say, no, that's not what I want, and that's considered the cure notice, right? And then we have to fix it within 5 days after being cured, or at that point you can sue us. And in the event that you sue us and you win, we have to pay your attorney's fees or vice versa, right?
So with that being said, this doesn't give you guys permission to sell it for whatever you want, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm not gonna get like scammed into like, well, you know, it's up to me to decide, but I have 10 days to say yes or no to a $10,000 offer, and
No.
I didn't say no within those 10 days, so now I'm forced to sell it for $10,000.
No, what it can happen is the only way that you are going to be forced to sell this house is if we get an offer that gets $41,200 to you and they close on May 30th. That's the only way that you have to say yes. If anything changes whatsoever, it has to be agreed with you in writing with your signature.
Okay, so this ain't no, I know how to get them loopholes where it's like, you know, it's up to me to say yes, but I have so many days to respond and whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
as long as it brings 41,000, then, you know, I ain't got no complaints at all, but I just want to make sure there ain't no way of me getting looped into being forced to sell it for less or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay, so there's really nothing that in this contract that I should be concerned about.
No.
Right?
Dude, like, I mean, here's the thing, dude. Here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a win-win situation. It doesn't work for our company. I think I can make it work for a different company. We can get you what you're looking for. And in return for me showing this to these other companies that we work with, they're going to give us a fee, right? Everybody wins.
Yeah. So you find a buyer, then I get paid, you get paid, everybody's happy. But you don't find a buyer, then you guys don't get paid, and I don't get paid, and right?
Yep, exactly.
All right, yeah, so there's really no risk in my behalf, I guess.
There is zero risk. All that's important is that you do want to sell the house for $41,200.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, yeah, we could skip all the rest, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, it.
I mean, if it's that plain and simple, then yeah, I definitely agree on that, you know.
Yeah, so dude, that's what it is. We got this that says, hey, we're buying it for $41,200. You're not paying any of the fees. We're buying it as is. And then, like I said, we just need the other two permission slips to sell it to somebody using retail financing, and the other permission slip to list it on your behalf, so you don't have to deal with any of the realtors or anything like that.
Okay. And so do I need to scroll back up and then initial?
Yeah, so is what you want to do is in the top right, there should be a little button that says next.
Yeah.
So you just press next and it'll bring you to where you need to initial, and then you just click it. If it's your first time, you'll need to type in your initials, and then you can just click them and press next, and it'll bring you exactly the next one.
So what's the big empty box like where it says the 1.11 personal property?
That is if, so for instance, if I had said, hey, the only way that this is going to work is you have to include that Porsche Boxster, then I would put that in there. But here it's empty because it's saying that if the item isn't literally bolted into the house or the ground, you can take it. All right, let's make sure it came back. Once it does, yeah, once you press finish and press complete.
Yeah, my phone, I guess, is being retarded. Come on.
Yeah, mine has a tendency to do that as well.
All right.
Perfect.
Now.
All right, so what happening now is you should have just gotten another email. It's going to be your copy of the agreement. So we have all the paperwork back. Number one, congratulations. We're going to get you $41,200 for the house. Here are the next steps. My director of sales is going to call you either tomorrow or on Monday to verify everything we've talked about. His name is Doggo. And like I said, either tomorrow or on Monday. And he's going to be your main point of contact moving forward. Is what he's going to do is he's going to schedule a time to get photos of the property. And he's going to get with you to understand your schedule so we know the best time for access so we can make this whole thing as smooth as possible. You're also going to be getting an email from our transaction coordinator. It's going to have all of Doggo's contact information. It's going to have her contact information. And like I said, another copy of all the paperwork.
Okay. But that 21 days begins now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So here's the thing is I'm actually going to get with Doggo right now, and I'm going to try and get him to get on the phone with you to figure out the time to get pictures so we can get moving on this as soon as possible. My goal is before next weekend, I want to be able to give you a call and be like, hey, we're good to go, brother.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Right on. Well, look, we look forward to getting this property closed and getting you paid, all right?
Alrighty, man.
All right, you have my number. Again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Doggo is going to be calling you either today, tomorrow, or Monday, all right?
All right.
All right, well, hey, look, I appreciate it, Steve. It's been good getting to talk to you. Like I said, just looking forward to getting this thing sold and getting you paid.
All right, man, I appreciate it.
Of course, man, of course. Well, listen, you have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, holy shit.